this evening. It's nice to see all of you. I think we pretty much got all of South Bend with us. Pretty much all. I know I've empty campus anyway. I said, no, I'm not going to do this tour when school is, I have 200 people. So that's what I did. So, my name is Travis Childs. I'm the Director of School Programs at the Center for History in South Bend, out on the west side. Like I said, welcome to Cedar Grove Cemetery. We're going to go make a big circle. We're going to start on the north side of the chapel. The sexton here, Leon Glon, has been gracious enough to stay overtime and open up the chapel for you. So when we get around there, if you go up into, as you can tell, it's not Notre Dame Cathedral, so you probably just have to go up in groups and look around. The inside is not the way it originally looked. It's been renovated. They renovated in 2004. So some of the stuff in there has been changed. I believe it's great that you guys are here tonight because usually they only open that on Memorial Day and I believe All Saints Day. Those are the two traditional days that they open that. So I'll try to stop. You guys can all try to squish together. Hopefully the line won't go back to St. Joe High School out here. So we'll get started. We're going to go this way down this road a little bit, and I'll wait for everybody. No, they have a plat now, but we haven't decided yet whether or not we'll post that. You can always call.
Oh, I know.
We're going to stop here at the Quillard family grave, or part of the family anyway. So you guys want to gather in, be careful, the stones, some of them are low. Be careful of some of the holes. Don't sit on, lean up against any of the stones. Don't spit on, write on, carve out any of the stones, you'll be fine. All right, now here at Cedar Grove, Father Soren, Edward Soren, established a cemetery here in 1843, a year after they founded the university. The Holy Cross Brothers also, some of them, founded a very early mortuary. The mortuary operation was in the basement of what is now one of the women's dorms. They didn't say which one. I'm assuming they wouldn't get anybody to live there if they said. So, now, the mortuary service that they had here at campus when it was first established was one of the first mortuary, what we classify as funeral home, embalming operation in the state. One of the first. Now the chapel here is called All Souls Church, All Souls Chapel, was originally designed and built by Brother Francis Xavier in the 1850s. In 1926, the chapel roof and the original steeple burned in a fire and was destroyed and pretty quickly rebuilt. And they had to put a new spire on. Now, like I said, it stayed that way from that time until 2004 when they renovated the inside. The blondish brick on the outside, you'll notice on other old campus buildings, it's the same color brick. That's because it was made here on site. From the lake, part of the lake shore, a lot of clay around here. Now the back door led to the sexton's, the caretaker's office at one time, and once held what they call the receiving vault, where bodies were held during the winter months, kind of in cold storage, if you will, until summer came and they could dig and bury the body. Eventually, the mortuary operation that they had here at Cedar Grove and at the University of Notre Dame was bought out by what is now McGann Funeral Home in 1911. So McGann still has it. Now, you'll notice on the wall here is the marking stone for Alexis Coquillard and his immediate family. Now, Alexis was born actually in Detroit in 1795, September 28th, 1795. In 1822, he bought stock in John Jacob Astor's American Fur Company. You may remember that John Jacob Astor, his grandson, and his wife went down on the Titanic. He established a trading post here in South Bend, traded with the trappers that were already here or coming through here, and the Native Americans that used the river. In 1839, Mr. Coquillard with John Hendricks, who is one also buried here. Tony, he's unmarked, right? Is John Hendricks unmarked? The unmarked grave?
John?
Yeah.
He's a South Bend City Cemetery.
John Hendricks is at South Bend Cemetery. Him, Coquillard, and John Rush, all three guys together built the first flour mill here in St. Joe County. In 1824, he married Frances Comparet, and they had one child, and they named him Alexis Theodore Coquillard. You'll notice in a lot of the Coquillard family, they had, I don't know, a fascination with the name Alexis. It seems like every generation has an Alexis in it, just to confuse us historians for that. So, now on January 8, 1855, Mr. Coquillard was inspecting his flour mill, which had caught fire the week before and been gutted. He was walking across the beam, lost his balance, and fell 16 to 18 feet, hitting his forehead. Mr. Coquillard only lived about an hour or so after the accident. His funeral took place here at Notre Dame and was attended by several hundred citizens of South Bend. And for the day of the funeral and his burial, all the businesses in South Bend were closed out of respect. Mr. Coquillard, along with Lathrop Taylor and along with Pierre Navarre, who we'll see in a few minutes, are the reason we're here. Especially Taylor and Coquillard are credited with actually platting the town of South Bend. So the reason the roads run the way they do, because of those two guys. I'm assuming they didn't have any money for paving either. So.
What did you say about the Titanic?
Oh, John Jacob Astor started the American Fur Trading Company. Alexis worked for him, along with Pierre Navarre, worked for his company, collecting furs, sending them out, and they also, John Jacob Astor's grandson, who was also named John Jacob Astor, him and his wife went down the Titanic. And the whole family was very, very wealthy. You'll also notice that Alexis Theodore Coquillard is also buried with the rest of his immediate family. In 1860, Alexis Theodore was hired by a detective bureau in Chicago. He evidently had a superb deduction detective skill, evidently, and was so good he was prompted very quickly and became known in law enforcement circles as being one of the best detectives here in the Northwest. In 1868, at the urging of powerful men in Indianapolis, Alexis Theodore left South Bend and formed Quillard's Merchant Police in Indianapolis. In 1878,